What's up, what's up? We are live. I say we, but I mean me, because I'm who's here. Jeff is somewhere doing something. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. I hope you've had an amazing day. It's Tuesday, it's a little overcast here, super windy, not very hot outside, which I am so okay with. By the way, my little land piranha kept me up all night, so I only have like half an eyebrow on over here. Anyways, today I'm going to attempt another ornament painting. Y'all know my last ones didn't come out the best. I'm probably gonna do 3 of these, and Jeff's gonna come over and be like, I could do that, and then like nail it. I'm so worried I'm gonna break them because they're glass. So I got these from Judy, and she sells them in a box of 4 all the way up to a case, and I'm not even really sure how many come in a case. But if you're looking for like things to give people for Christmas and want to start early, like I never do, this is for you. I think she has eggs as well, but I have the heart ones. Hi Angie, I'm glad I'm not alone with my half eyebrow situation. Bowie is in the resin zone, so we're gonna use alcohol inks today. Hi Philip. Okay, let me see if I can take this off without breaking it. Success. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in here because I'm the world's worst about losing things. In fact, I almost just left that. Anyways, now you know what I'm gonna do today, so cue the stripper music. For some reason, my overhead looks kind of cloudy. Let me try to fix that real quick. You guys, if you're setting up your own studio space, I recommend doing it where there are not a whole bunch of windows. Because, whoa. Nope. Looks pretty good. Because as the sun moves, so does my lighting, which is difficult. Anyways, hi Miss. How you doing? And Corby, how are you? We've missed you. Thank you, Miss Bouvier. Crazy G Lady, glad you made it. I'm also using my brand new Wagner heat gun. This is an embossing heat gun, I believe, but I'm going to use it for alcohol inks and my embossing life once I get back from Oz, which is happening on Monday. How bananas is that? Bananas! Rachel, today I'm going to use these beautiful zig colors. I have every color ever invented because I have a beautiful friend in Jen that bestowed upon me every color ever invented. However, I will also do Pinatas, rich gold color. I have some Copics on hand. B, will you hand me some of the other alcohol inks that I have down there? Because he's a sweetheart. So these are glass. You can't hear probably. I don't know why I thought you would be able to, but I'm glad you're here, G Lady. I know, Anne, I completely understand. Ooh, okay. I have all
I didn't know.
Big ones, but I need the other brands.
Okay, well, I don't know that.
Did you hear me just like a few pinatas and a few like of the Blick marker refills. They look like this Copic one. Y'all, until like 72 minutes ago, I called these Copic.
72 minutes ago.
Because why not? Pull out a rainforest green, silver.
They're all just mixed together.
This will work. This is black. I think it's black. Jen would kill me if she saw me pulling paint out of a box. True story. Is there a trick to using jacquard white? So, Lindsay, the deal with jacquard white is that you have to shake it up a whole lot, like more than even the metal colors. And you have to use like a lot of blending solution, I'm pretty sure. Jen was teaching me to like keep it on the outskirts and start to use it like at the end of whatever it is you're using. She uses it as like a blend out color or pigment. That's not gonna work. Won't fit. I don't know what I have that'll. Hey B, will you bring me some of those kebab skewers? Hole's too small. Kim, Lindsay, I finally gave up. Daphne, I haven't even picked up the hummingbirds yet today. I got all the orders sent out this morning for the things that I have in stock. I sent out an order to Resin Art. That's been my day so far. Thank you, love. So, Lindsay, you'll actually be pleasantly surprised with how well this blending solution works. It helps the colors not only like reactivate, but mix together while they're, I don't even know how to explain it properly. Try it one time and then you'll see. So, well, still not touching, so that should be fine. Or I'll just do a demo video for you, Lindsay, so that you can see what I'm talking about with the blending solution as opposed to just alcohol. I don't use the extender really, but a lot of people do. I'm not really sure the point. So I want you guys to be able to actually see what I'm doing. So let's zoom this in a little bit. There we go. Also at my disposal, I have this 3M super adhesive. It's a spray adhesive. This is what I use when I do all those glitter lips and things like that. Jeff uses it when he does stencil work and he needs the stencil to like stick down in certain areas. I have linked this in my description box down below. Doink, doink, doink. Click the Amazon link and it'll show you all the things that I use on the channel that I don't provide in the store, like this heat gun, my other heat gun, spray adhesives, inks. Zig is actually not on Amazon, but I think I have a link down there to it. It's affordable and it's got really good pigmentation for the price. So if you're on a budget but want something that'll carry color well, that's a good option if you can't afford like the Copic ones. They get rather pricey, so meh. So Rachel, the Copic refill looks like this. It goes into their markers, you can refill them, but it is kind of like a dropper. It's a controlled nozzle, so like if I tilt it, it will eventually drip out there. But to get it really to come out, you have to squeeze it. So this is handy. Also, I don't have this linked in our description box because it's not on Amazon. It is Krylon's glitter spray. I'm going to use this if I fail with the alcohol inks and then throw a whole bunch of glitter at it. And if that doesn't work, this is my last option because it's an aerosol glitter. So, that's where we are with life today. Let me fix that real quick. Right. There's no way to even that. Okay, so I'm not the best with alcohol inks and working on multi-dimensional pieces like this hasn't been my jam, but we're gonna make it work. I'm not gonna set these on fire, even though I wonder what would happen. Has anybody set something glass on fire that you put alcohol inks on? How did that turn out? Did you catch your whole studio on fire? Let me know. So, fresh out the box, but there are fingerprints and things on this from where I was fiddling with it and trying to get the setup for everything. So I'm just gonna wipe it off with a 99. Whoop. I almost just did the worst. So I'm wiping it off with a 99. Oh my God! Okay, I'm just gonna set it on here and complete this task. Sorry, Bowie. I'm gonna wipe it off with 99% alcohol. I'm using 99% because it has the least other solvent in it. I think that's water, I guess. And so it'll evaporate the fastest. That may be e-science, don't quote me. Hi Paula, how have you been? Christy. That's awesome, Lindsay. You're really gonna like the Copic markers. They're pretty awesome. But if you're balling on a budget like me, then Zig may be your jam. I wouldn't use, Rachel, I wouldn't use a blending solution with your alcohol inks in resin. White will always sink in resin because it's just a heavier color. So because of the density, it's gonna sink through. That's why people use white in their Petri dish pieces with alcohol ink to get those colors to push down and flow to the bottom of their pieces. So Christy, these are not from Amazon. These are actually custom made and Judy has them for sale. I can't remember off the top of my head what she sells them for, but she is on Facebook right now. So let me just message her. How much for the ornaments? Each box. And case. Also, you guys, don't forget that Shy's auction is coming up. Donation should be posted in the Friends of Shy group page. I have all this information linked in the bottom, by the way. Post a clear photo with your name and location. All entrants are due before 2 p.m. Saturday, April 27th. Because it starts 2 p.m. April 27th and goes till 2 p.m. April 28th. So yeah. Oh my goodness, Robin, I'm so sorry. I got a note made for myself. Hi, Dorian. So, I will get that information from Judy and let you guys know. She's responding right now. I love iPhones and Facebook Messenger because you can see the little dots whenever they're gonna respond. Jen's in the room and she can tell you where I got, or where she got these Zig inks. Also, Lindsay, Jen can tell you the science and the rules behind using white alcohol ink. She told me, but I have completely forgotten. Rachel, Jen can add the link to Zig, and later I will include that in the description box if it's not there already. Hi, Miss Sanders. I'm sure, Jen. Did they give him any Benadryl with it? Because they had to do that with Bowie to make sure he didn't have any crazy reactions. What colors are we going to use? I think for the first one, while I get used to whatever it is I'm about to be doing, I'm going to go with my go-to colors, which would be some form of aqua, some form of fuchsia, and gold. That's just my color jam, to each his own. And I have some blending solution here. I don't know if I'm going to need them, but it's here. Okay, let me clear some room. If I was going to be doing this and catching it on fire, I wouldn't be using foam, wood, or have any of this paper laying around. I'd have a completely clear space, and I would have all of my like aluminum barriers set up, because that's safety first. I also, just in case, have my handy dandy aerosol fire extinguisher, just in case, because you never know. Hey, Tammy. You can use the white. Oh, markersupply.com is where Zig came from. That's where you can order the Zig inks. You got him chipped today, Jen? Paula, I'm surprised they did. Hi, Miss. It's only the white that they don't ship to South Africa? That's odd. I'll see what I can find out for you. So, Lindsay, Bria Reese, I haven't had the best results. I have some. And it's not my favorite. It's probably one of my least favorites of the alcohol inks. Hey, Kim, the boys are good. Bowie's taking a nap under my feet, and Cujo's walking around being grumpy pants. Hi, Trudy. Yeah, Bowie was sore for a hot minute, like through the evening. All right, I've never done this on a dimensional object, so this is going to be a group adventure. Tammy, tell Mom I said, what's up, Mer? Rachel doesn't like Brie Reese either. Which is, I have one of them that I like, has like glitter in it, not just a shimmer. It's kind of like a glitter, and it works pretty well. Okay. I feel like doing it this way, I'm going to waste a lot of ink. What do I got over here? I have a brush. Huh. It's kind of not sticking very well. Maybe I need to go ahead and like add some heat while it's falling. That made it stick a little bit better. Oh, artsy, I don't like those either. So I'm gonna see if it does better if I put a blending solution down first. And it kind of did. So I'm happy about that. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit more on Lucy so that you can get a better view of what goes on. Ooh, the tip's smoking. If you guys have ever gotten a new blow dry or anything like that, you know that this is common. No worries. So for these, it is $75 for half a case, $45 for a quarter of a case. And in a case, it's 64 of them. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. I just think this is gonna be like such a cute thing to do for like Christmas or even Valentine's Day. Is it uncommon to have a Valentine's tree? Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's really weird, Paula. Warm it before we pour on it. Let's do that. That makes sense, because when you heat up something, the alcohol that's in your colors evaporates more quickly, thus sticking. And if this fails, I'm gonna dip one of these, no shame. So Lindsay, I really like the Blick version of these Copic colors. These zinc are really good if you're like inking on a budget. It worked. So let's see. Oh, it's like sizzling. I think you may have gotten it too hot. It kind of just evaporated a little bit. So we'll let that cool off. I don't have any of the stamps. Hi, Mary. Pinata's good. Their gold is probably one of my favorites. I've never tried that, Miss Bouvier. Hi, Dawn. All right, let's just do the other side while I'm waiting for the first side to come to terms with the fact that I'm gonna win. Definitely adding that blending solution helps to spread these colors around. Also, you can use a paintbrush. Handy. Definitely don't want to add too much heat because it's not fun to boil it. So it kind of works well if you add some of the blending solution. I don't know if you guys can see that because it's transparent, but I got a lot better coverage with the blending solution. With a varnish, luckily, I have some handy. Wear a respirator when you use any paints or anything chemically. Disclaimer over. Sandy, I do not have them, but this is gesso. That would have been bad. When Scarlett came over here, she had some of those and they worked really well. They look really nice. Fun fact, you don't want to add blending solution to any pearlescent alcohol ink. It makes it just curdle. It's gross. Okay, so I'm gonna just do this over here. So that I don't spray my cameras. And dry. Thank you, Dawn. Lucy Lynn, how have you been? I'm gonna try that, Lucy. I'm going to attempt to do a resin one as well. Liz, I will try that. So I'm not sure what this does to spray the varnish over it, but Jen is an expert and we trust her judgment. So I am going to take one of your other recommendations and put some alcohol in here and the pink. That's probably too much alcohol. Again, I am using 99% alcohol. Stirry uppy. This is a foam base and it's gonna absorb anything that may drip off. But bam, I give you pink. So I don't know if that worked so well because you recommended the varnish spray or because I did the alcohol soak technique, but it's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to add more colors. Obviously, my teal was a bit diluted because it didn't do much for me. Let's try to pour it on this side so you can see more of that green color. Yeah, dilute. This is looking fun. I'm creating a tie-dye situation apparently. So I'm gonna take this paintbrush and color in the areas that's not really picking up. Much of my green color. I don't know why the green wouldn't be sticking. They're by the same brand. But I want this color represented as well in the piece, so we're gonna force it. I'm also working on stoning one of these, and it's already looking amazing. I have spray bottles with metallic. This one has turquoise in it. I guess let's turn that off first. That is a fun look. I wish you guys can see more of what it is I'm doing. Let's bring you in for a close-up, Mr. DeVille. You can see those splatters. It's not really showing much of the metallic, really? Oh, there it is right there. I think in this I have 70% alcohol. This water. Well, dang. Oh, so now I'm gonna add some of this. So splattering with a toothbrush would look very similar to this look. Jen gets onto me every time I use the metallics because I never shake them up enough. Kathy, how's your clay going? I should wait till I have everything else how I want it before I do this, but I'm impatient. So too much heat will sizzle the gold. Okay. I'm getting ideas as I go. So I like that peekaboo gold look. So I'm just gonna do some like lower drops and then redrop the colored ink to like come over it a little bit. At least that's my plan. Y'all know how plans go with anything fluid. It's all just an idea. Whoops. I guess we're gonna add some more there because it decided. I'm kind of using like the tip of this dropper to color in areas and to guide the drips along. Boom. Okay. Now I need more of this. Now it's covering up a lot of my teal, so I'm going to drop some of this and spritz it. Every time I use a spritz, I always like shake it. Because the particles will separate. Don't give up on me yet. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay, this teal is not sticking. I want it to. What else do I have over here? Nah. The gold's always awesome. It's a good gold. So this is light blue. Well, that's not going to do anything. I bet. I'm glad Jeff's not over here because he would come up and be like, let me show you how it's done. And he would be right. I probably could, Jen. So let's see what we got here. That's different. So I don't hate it, but it's definitely not my favorite thing ever. So I'm going to throw some glitter at it because it's what I do. I'm gonna hold this over to the side with this spray adhesive because anything this stuff like touches, it's on for like life. So I just misted it, and it is a clear spray. You can kind of see some cloudiness right now, but that's because it's wet. And it'll stay tacky for a little bit. I got these new glitters in from, you know what? I don't want to waste any. Got these glitters in from Bulk Glitters. They're gonna give me a discount code for y'all, but I don't have it yet, so. I don't wanna waste any of it, so I'm just gonna put this under it to be like a catch-all. So So this color is called Tempest Chaser. Not gonna, no? All right. So it is a 0.015 fine glitter. And it looks like this. It's like a platinum lilac. Dang it. It's like a platinum lilac holographic. So it's got all those really shiny rainbow flecks in it. So they have this like, looks like a salt and pepper top, but it only has like all of it out, not like a sprinkler. I don't want to cover it all. I just want to accentuate what I already got going on. It almost looks like a glammy rustic patina type. So you can still see the alcohol ink under it, but now it has all of the glam on top of it. Pew, pew. So I'm going to set this aside, collect my glitter, because waste not, want not. You know what? It'd probably be better if I took this lid off. Did I tell you guys this one time someone told me that if I use glitter in my artwork, it's not artwork, that it's just crafts? I definitely told him what I thought about his opinion. But, how are you gonna hate on glitter? Who hates on glitter? Nazis. No offense if there are any Nazis out there. So, I'm gonna put this pink and maroon, nope, magenta up. Thanks, y'all. I ended up liking that one. So now it's over there resting. I'm gonna try another way. Oh, I thought he was coming over here. I was gonna say, no, not ready. All right. So I need this back over here. Do you guys, I know, Lou, I don't know. So I want to try another one. Do you guys have any requests? Do you want me to just resin it? Lucy, I have Golden Sands on order, and I got shipping confirmation that it should come in on the 18th. While we're gone, Amanda will be coming in to help with emails and to send out orders, so effectively it's business as usual while we're gone. Resin, okay. Let me put these inkies up and then we'll do a resin one. I have an idea. In a minute, okay. Compose myself so I don't get ahead of what it is I'm actually trying to do. Do y'all ever do that? You have like so many ideas at one time and you end up trying to do all of the ideas at one time instead of in due time. Happens to me all of the time. So, resin with a swipe. Mary, that sounds gorgeous. I just hope I don't let you down on that, since it is a three-dimensional piece. Let's see. So I'm gonna move this guy to over here. Glitter. I have run out of room officially. That's okay. So in order to do a resin one, it's gonna have to drip, right? So let's just go for it. Let's just dirty pour it. Or I can use quick coat and do a puddle. That might actually work the best. Let me find my quick coat. If you guys use quick coat, you will notice that the hardener does yellow, and that is because there's no like UV stabilizer or blocker or anything like that in it. So if you do choose to do this or anything with quick coat, make sure you do a clear coat with something with UV protectant in it. So I ordered some Puppy Love today. It should be in. Let's do, what goes good with this? Do I have any wild jasmine? I'm gonna do wild jasmine, and black, and gold. I have gold somewhere. That's cappuccino shimmer. There it is. And maybe some white. Here's some titanium. Okay. Oh, only blending solution. I said that backwards, you guys, earlier. So earlier, Jen, I told them not to use blending solution with the pearls, and I should have said don't use alcohol with the pearls. Thank you for mentioning that, because I would have messed up a whole bunch of people's stuff. Right then. Well, that's sticky. Needs to work. All right. So when you work with quick coat, it is exactly how it sounds. It sets up really quickly. You have about 15 minutes in ideal conditions working time. So I never mix up that much at one time. But for this experiment, I'm gonna mix up a little bit more than I normally would. And if it sets up too quickly on me, then that'll just be a learning experience for everybody watching, and I'll learn my lesson as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my paint in my cups first, because I want to have little time wasted as possible. So my main color is gonna be this Wild Jasmine. It's my favorite color by Resin Art. It's super vibrant. It is not in stock right now, but soon. When you mix paint into resin, start with about 10% paint to resin ratio. And when you're using little Dixie cups like this, I always stir my paints first, because even if you just used them yesterday, they may separate on you. So I always mix them. And this is about the amount that I would use with regular paste in a little Dixie cup like this. You can always start at 10% and build from there. It is impossible to take paint out of your resin, so keep that in mind. This always explodes on me when I open it. That wasn't so bad. This color is actually 008. I have some of this in stock currently. And then the black, as per usual, doesn't take much. Remember, with the base tints that less is more. So I've got all my cups ready, and what I'm gonna do is mix this up real quick, mix these in, and then do a puddle pour, ideally. When you mix up your quick coat, you don't want to mix too vigorously, because that can also kick up the setting. Y'all know what I mean. If you mix too vigorously, it's going to start to set up sooner than it would have otherwise. Kim, it's a beautiful color. I like it because it's just slightly less gaudy than the 007. Hi, Mara. So with the quick coat, just like with everything else, resin that's 1-to-1, you want it to be an even 1-to-1, equal parts A and B. You want to scrape the sides and the bottom of your mixing apparatus as well as the stick, because you don't want any weak spots in your resin. That's why a lot of times if you read like resin mixing instructions, it says to like mix it in one cup and pour it into another one, mix it and like pour it back into the first one. It's supposed to help like integrate everything. So something that sucks with the quick coat is it does have a smell. If I were to use a respirator with anything, it would be this, but then y'all wouldn't hear me. I am in a super well ventilated room. I have really high ceilings, and hi Moose. The windows are open. It's still gonna smell a little bit. So, disclaimer, wear a respirator, especially if you're sensitive to anything, because you don't want to get any bad reactions, because I mean, it's a chemical, you know? So take all the precautions. All right. If this is regular resin, I would want to mix it a little bit longer just to be sure, but since I'm doing all of this, I mean, you should still try to mix it for the 3 minutes it advises. Or else it's gonna break your heart, because if you don't mix it properly, the piece that doesn't, like if it sets up on you, it's gonna be a piece that you would have loved to have saved, but it's not going to set up ever. I am putting just a little bit of clear on here so that it glides more easily over the surface, just as I would like a canvas. I should have just saved some, but I didn't, so I'm taking out of one of my colors that I haven't mixed in yet. Don't be sloppy, but don't exactly take your time when using quick coat. You'll feel it get warm when it's about to set up on you. Perfectly normal. It's the science happening. There we go. What up, JJ? Hey, Petra. This is a little bit too vigorously to mix that, but in a hurry, so yellow. It hasn't started to get warm yet. You want to get it out of your initial mixing cup as soon as possible. The sooner you do that, the longer you have to work with it. The smaller it is, the better. Okay. Maybe I should like dirty pour this. Let's do that. So I've got dirty pour here. Now, as this starts to set up, I'm going to come back by often and just make sure there's no drippies. Since it is a quick coat, it will be fully cured within 2 hours. So I've got my dirty cup. Aren't you supposed to give it a little swirl? I think that I heard that one time. Okay. I should have put like something down here to catch all this because I hate to waste it, but do what you gotta do, you know? It's starting to warm up in this, in my cups, which is completely normal. Digging it, y'all. I don't want to add too much heat because I don't want to, my swirls sure did melt away. I don't want to completely liquefy this. What have I got left? I'll put a little bit more on there. I'm sure it would have stayed more easily if I didn't use the Stone Coat Black, because that tends to thin out resin because it is a thinner. Pigment. It reminds me of those mirror glaze cakes. Jen, they're stalking me. The grackles in my life are out to get me. I'm pretty excited about this one, you guys. Like, pretty stoked. B, look at my this. Are you playing with Bowie Bean?
Bowie Bean. That's crazy lazy eye.
It is not a lazy eye, he just has a light eye. Come see my this.
I see all white people.
So, I would do a dip into this, but it's not going to turn out very pretty, so I'm just going to let that be there.
Let it dip. Oh, dip. Is that quick coat?
Mm-hmm.
You should probably like get a heat gun and kind of sit back a little bit.
It's going to thin it before it.
No, if there's like any kind of heat in the air, I think it makes it set faster, you think, right?
Just adding a gold accent on either side of this, because it kind of like split right here, which is fine. It's the nature of the shape. I love it. Super pumped. It can live. Hi, Val. So there he is. I'm going to just come back every once in a while and not scrape the drips off, because I don't want like a bald spot. I'm going to just like remove the drip without touching all the way against the deal. That's pretty much set. So let's remove this guy. Put it over here with our other one. And I gotta get rid of this too. Okay. Sorry y'all, Jeff is playing with Bowie in the background.
Oh shoot.
We're having a photo shoot.
And he left a nice little surprise over here. A little gift, if you will.
Another styrofoam thing. So, that was fun. The next thing I'm gonna try is this super cast. So, Stone Coat sent me this casting epoxy because I wanted to cast some of my dad's memorial flowers in resin, and I haven't had a chance to use this yet. So I'm going to do that right now, right here with y'all. Whoop whoop. Quick Coat is a 1-to-1, yes. Y'all, I'm so pumped about how this one is setting up. I wish the colors hadn't have faded quite so much, but it's a really elegant looking piece. So, let's move this. And let's see what this is. My sister's pawn is 16 pounds. He is a chunk. No, you're fine. Just go lay down. Okay. So this is Stone Coat's super cast. Resin should be 70 degrees. Measure 2 parts resin to 1 part hardener. All right, so this is a 2-to-1 epoxy. And if you guys were watching the other day when I was talking about casting epoxies, it's a thinner medium, a thinner resin, because it needs to be able to release all that air. So whenever you get this, if you get confused about which one should be part A and which one should be, no. If you get confused about which one should be the 2 and which one should be the 1, obviously eventually they're gonna have to even out. So the bigger one is always gonna be the 2 parts. Let's get some gloves on, y'all. So it says, don't breathe in fumes, dust, gas, mist, vapors, or sprays. Wear eye protection, face protection. May cause allergic skin reaction or eye irritation. You can never get these out. Getting stronger. So, if it's 2-to-1, then I'm gonna do 2 ounces of this to 1 ounce of the other part. I'm gonna fill it up a little bit more because I don't know how many I'm gonna need. All right, now I just messed up my math, which is common for me. So I did 3 parts resin, so I need to do 1.5 parts hardener. Yeah. Someone check my math. Can never get all that out. This was our gold. It has already started to harden up. It was in. Scarlet, I'm using a casting resin from Stone Coat. The first one was Quick Coat. I'm gonna cheat. See how much thinner this is than regular resins? That's so that the air can be released. I'm just swiping off these little driplets right now. I don't want to forget about it and add these little, you know. So I haven't used this before, and it's like water consistency. I haven't used this stuff before, and I'm super pumped to be able to use it because of how thick they say that you can pour it without it hurting the resin, heating up too fast, or trapping bubbles. It's literally like water.
Oh, what are you doing, bud? It's not even clean.
So the quick coat will take another hour to fully harden.
What is your deal?
No, it doesn't really have a smell.
Really?
You have an accident?
It's not an accident. He did it. Accident if he's just walking and it comes out. That's what I think of an accident. You know where to go, bro. Right? Where are you going over there?
Torch has needed up to 40 minutes after initial pour. Thoroughly mix for 6 to 8 minutes. Allow product to dry completely before repeating the layering process. Dry to touch within 24 hours, light use 72 hours, full cure 7 days. So it doesn't say a working time, but typically if you're casting something, you're not creating a whole lot of like art designs and things like that, then it should give you a little bit of a cushion. I would say that this isn't going to cure any faster than Envirotex, which would be 40-45 minutes. Art and Glow is really good too. I actually have a link for it down in the description box. Doink, doink, doink. Do I need to get 2 kinds from Stone Coat Art Coat for my canvas pours and casting resin for my pendants? Since your pendants are so small, you'd probably be fine with just the art resin, because usually when you're doing, if you need a casting resin, that's specifically for like river tables or like paperweights, things that are poured relatively thick that need a thinner resin that will release all these little bubbles that are in it. So I want to fill up one of these guys with resin, and this is definitely thicker than 3 inches, so this is going to kind of be an all-around test. There we go. I should have went ahead and figured out what colors I'm going to use before I got to this point, but that would be a little bit too organized for me, so we're just going to take it from here. I think I'm going to do some turquoise. This is the 3rd time today. And maybe I'll even drop some of the rest of these petals that I have left into it. So I'm gonna need something. Where are the syringes? I know I have some somewhere. Hi, Bodine. How is it possible?
Cujo went exploring.
Outside? How did he get out there?
I guess the door kind of, like I said, if these windows are open and you don't like slam the door shut. Did you go exploring? Look at it. I'm scared. Babe, you're gonna step on that.
I see it. Do you know where the syringes are?
Oh, yeah, no. It should be right here. Yeah, that door, like, you have to really, like, shut it.
It's not in his character to just...
I know, just to go explore. I don't know where they're at. I think we used them all. They might be over there, too. Check over on that. On one of those shelves behind you.
No. What in the world are you thinking? Negative. I might be able to just... Scarlett, I'll probably just let it be in here. I guess you could break it open. This would be easier with a syringe, but I don't have one, so I'm doing it this way. I'm just taking a paper cup and folding it to a point and pouring it in here. Now, if you have like one of those pressure things, that's another way you can pour thick and not concern yourself with bubbles. I don't have one of those. I wonder if I hit it with heat on the outside. Always trying to get Cujo to play. He did. Cujo straight up escaped. Strange. It's not like him to go off. From the looks of it, he doesn't feel guilty. B, who brought him back?
One of the workers and one of the ladies, I think the cleaning lady. It's so funny because it was open and I thought, and I literally was just sitting here playing with it.
So you like made a run for it.
Yeah, but I don't even know how he would even go over there. He never goes down that hallway.
Scarlet, it would work, but the only pipette I have found is one that Bowie made a snack out of. So meh. Before I go on, I'm gonna like put some of these in here, see what happens. These are petals from the rainbow roses that Jen got for me. Okay, I need something pointy. Here we go. The little top to these is rather thin, so I'm just gonna try to like roll up one of these petals. See if it'll like open back up once it's in there, or if I'm gonna have to like shred them all. Scarlett, are you gonna come paint with me tomorrow? Dang it, I got pink on my poker. I hope I can unroll these because they're not as pretty if they're rolled up. That one unrolled. Come on, purple petal. What else do we have over here? Got a blue one. I hope so, Miss Scarlett. If you guys just tuned in, I got these custom ornaments from Miss Judy, and she sells them like the case is like $124, I think. And she sells it by half case and quarter case too. So far, it's gonna look pretty amazing. If I can just get these petals to calm down and separate. Maybe if I just fold them instead of roll them. If these holes are bigger, it'd be easier. That's what she said.
Hey.
What? I even whispered it. Whichever you prefer, Miss Scarlett. How do they build ships in a bottle if I can't even get a rose petal into an ornament? Sorcery. Sure of it. I don't want to fill it up too much with petals. And I'm gonna have to mix more resin, which is fine. I did get a little bit of my resin on the outside of this, so I'm just gonna take an alcohol wipe in a second and wipe that off. Well, I said I was. Where's my alcohol? Hi, Colleen. Daphne, we have grackles on the outside of our, like, since we're on the second floor, there's windows right outside. And the birds that you hear are called grackles. And they make that noise. I do not have any birds. So the bubbles are really popping on their own, but I'm gonna hit some heat on it. I don't know if this will do anything. Be careful when you're holding things that you're heating up. Because it'll conduct heat and it'll burn you. So my petals seem to want to rise to the top, which should have been expected because that's the same reason why this is good for casting, is because things can float up like air bubbles. So I think every once in a while I'm just gonna have to walk by, check the drips on that other one, and push these petals down as well. But it's working out, so I'm gonna mix some more of this resin. That's awesome, Scarlett. Oh, it's a grackle. Gracle. It's basically a bird that's just smaller than a crow, and it's black, and it makes that noise. And they travel in flocks of like 1,000,000, and they all have everything to say. And sometimes they get like turf wars with other birds, and then they have their own competition to see who can be the loudest, and the grackles will always win. Okay, 3, 1.5. That's weird, Scarlett. That happened to me once before on Stonecoat's live feed, because I was saying hi to everyone that was saying hi to me, and it's like a fail-safe for people that spam. So if you comment too many times in a row, it'll give you that notice. Don't feel bad. It's happened to me before. So I added that extra bit of resin and pushed the petals down, and they sink a little bit. As you can see, it's released basically all of the air that was in it. It was super bubbly, and now there are none. Focus.
If you're having another pizza fest this weekend.
I don't know what you're talking
At
about.
Art Fest, or at Arco. They shut down the streets and in the alley, and the vendors come out and artists come out. more fun with that.
Do you want to take some t-shirts or something? It's happened to me, Scarlett. No worries, no stress. You're not in trouble. It says to mix this for 6 to 8 minutes. And I'm surprised it says that this needs to be mixed for 6 to 8 minutes. Since it's thinner, you would think it would incorporate more easily, you know? But now you can see the little bubbles that get mixed in. Sorry, let me take my stir stick out. You can hardly see it because it's clear. So those are the little bubbles, but they will release just like they've done in here. Now the thing that I'm concerned about is it generating too much heat because there isn't a whole lot of area for it to be released.
They have no room in the back.
But
it's packed.
we will we'll find out together. Right. Do you guys think I should add some color into this or leave it clear and torn? No. Oh my goodness. Being wasteful. What is the problem? Now it doesn't want to flow straight, so we'll just have the catch-all. Which side has alcohol on it? I'm really interested to see how this works. Like, super pumped about it. Now I'm gonna let it breathe for a minute because I want all of the air to be able to be released. And if I fill it too far, that may impede that process. So I may start my fourth one while this one rests a little bit. You're still floating to the top. I'm gonna have to like periodically just smush them down for sure. These petals are dried, so they're gonna remain this color even if like it heats up a little bit. And just in case those ones don't open back up that I've swirled shut, I'm just gonna put some strips of petals in there. This might be one of my favorite things, if it works. Blue, possibly, but I don't have a stopper. I guess what I could do in theory would be to like fill that area up with like a hot glue, something that I can like get out of it when I'm ready. And hot glue doesn't really stick to resin, so that would release fairly easily. I'm glad I have so many of these roses because I can see myself doing a few of these. Yeah, caulking might work too. Same premise. I don't think I have any caulking here that I know of. Jen, did you try to pet another possum? Is that what we're talking about? So I'm swirling this around to make sure all of my petals are well coated and that no air is really sticking to them. They're floating kind of high right now, but I'm gonna let them set for a minute, let some of the air bubbles release, and then I'm going to revisit this. Hopefully it'll still be during this show. Secure that to the side. Okay, so my last one B, what colors did you use? Are you in there?
Yeah.
What colors did you use that made it look like an alcohol ink petri dish piece?
Which one?
That coaster. So this last one, I'm going to attempt to do something that's kind of like when you do a petri dish with alcohol inks.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to see what'll happen.
What is in there? Is that resin?
Yeah. It's the casting resin.
Ah. This is a long video.
It is. But I'm okay with it.
Oh, you didn't mix it up?
What? What's happening?
No, nothing. I walked over here. It looks like you were just pouring that, and then you were gonna put that in there and then mix it.
No, that's my leftover from the last one.
I'm sorry if I'm yelling. I'm standing right next to the mic, y'all.
Y'all check my math so I don't mess it up. If I do 6 ounces of the resin and it's 2 to 1, then I need to do 2 ounces of part B, right?
Don't ask me. I'm not. I get that
No.
way too mixed up.
I need to do 3 ounces. No, I don't. Someone math this. I did 6 ounces here. 1, so it'd be 2 ounces, right? I did 6 ounces part A. No, not 6 in total. So I did 6 ounces of part A. Three ounces part B. Would suck if that just never set up. It would not be the first time. So, Colleen, this is a 2 to 1. It's a casting resin by Stone Coat. I don't carry it in my shop, so if you guys are interested, shoot on over to the Stone Coat website. Use the code YALL, Y-A-L-L, all capitals, no punctuation, to get a discount on your order. I would tell you the exact discount, but I've forgotten. And I keep transferring it from one cup to the other because I didn't get a big enough cup. So when Jeff was doing his thing the other day, he used bronze and it sunk through the other colors, and I want to try to do that. It looked a lot like alcohol ink and Petri dish stuff, but it's not going to fade because I used Color Obsession tints instead. So I'm going to see if it works here. And if it does, how bananas would it be? I do have one more box of hearts, and if I have to, I'll do an alcohol ink heart, like dripping in. Dawn, I'm using a casting resin because I'm pouring so thick inside of these molds, and if you pour any other kind of resin that thick, it can give you problems. It may discolor it because the heat can't properly do its thing. I wish I had all the technical terms for you guys, but basically it'll discolor if you pour it too thick, any resin, and it won't release all of the air bubbles if you pour regular resin thick. It's not ignorance. I'm here to answer questions, girl. So because I'm pouring into this heart that's like way thick, that's why I'm using a casting resin. This is basically a test of to see if it'll work with my dad's memorial roses as well. I should have got a bigger cup, y'all. I feel like an actual scientist when I'm mixing things as I'm pouring things. I feel like that's something scientists do. I just want to make sure it's fully incorporated, because it would suck if this just, well, I guess worst case, I could just plug it and let it be liquid on the inside. That might be fun. Okay, enough of that. Let's continue filling this up. Once I get it most of the way full, I'm going to mix some colored resin, start dropping it in there, and see if we get any magic. It may take till like it starts to set up to do anything, which is fine. Are y'all still talking math? I'm sorry. Math is not my jam. I think one more of these Dixie cup size doohickeys and that'll be good to go. See all these bubbles in here? That will release without adding too much heat. Hi, Clara. Sharon, I have problems figuring out the highlight people too. This stuff pours like water. It's a very thin resin. So I'm at a crossroads here. I can either start doing my thing, which I think I'm going to, but then that's going to be like the level part in it. So there's going to be a line. It's just gonna have to be that way. It'll be fine. So I wanna do gold, a white, and the bronze that Jeff used the other day. And I have some clear left over. Let me see if I need to scrape this real quick. I may have waited too long. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to hit that with a heat gun. Which is also okay. Now, this is Turquoise Seas by Color Obsession. Just a few drops will do ya. Now this resin's already thin, but when you add a tint like this, it's going to make it even thinner. Also, you don't want to fill this all the way up because even if you're just adding a little bit in there, it's going to take up room. So keep that in mind. Ow. some flamingo too, because why not? It's such an awesome color. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of it. So this will be white. I'm just going to use this white from Just Resin, if I can open it. Because I'm not really looking for cells in this, I'm just looking for an opaque white, so it's not really necessary. Be that bronze that you used, was it a powder or a paste? Gold. B. Are you asleep? That bronze you used, was it a powder or a paste?
Powder. It's a small one. No, it was copper. Just Resin copper. Powder.
We don't have a Just Resin copper powder. Let's see. I found it. It's bronze. Now, I don't know how much he used in his, but we're going to use a little bit much. Sharon, this is my go-to color palette for some reason lately. I'm working on changing it up a little bit. So, when you mix powder into your resin, do it slowly. Fold your powder in. If you just start mixing it really fast, it's gonna blow up in your face a little bit. And that's not a fun time. Try not to breathe in any micas. So the one that Jeff did the other day was with regular art coat, and it worked really well. Since this resin is thinner, I don't know how it's gonna work, but that's what this channel is about. Experiments, y'all. So, let me see. I do have this syringe that I was using for inks that I'm going to attempt to use with these. It is sucking up the color. That's cool. Albeit slowly sucking up the color, which is fine. B!
What?
Look how fun. It's just suspended in there. Just turn your head. Just turn your head. Just
It's suspended. No, it's not. That looks very thin.
It's casting resin.
That's gonna like, it takes a while to
That's fun. I guess you can't see it if my hand's there. I wonder if I could like poke it down. The answer is yes. So I don't need to bother with that. I don't want to mix it up too much because I want there to be a clear separation of color. I'm gonna pour this color in. Looks like it's gonna just be in the middle. Since this resin is thinner, your odds of like that doesn't do anything. Where's my thing? That's fun. Since it's thinner, you don't want to manipulate and move around your stuff too much, because that's when your colors are going to start mixing together. Just a little swirl. That looks so fun. That white sure did sink. B, look how fun.
That is super fun. Now you just gotta let it sit. Is that right?
So now I don't even know if I want to add this bronze. It does look like blown glass, doesn't it?
You know, this is, you're playing danger. You're playing danger.
So I'm just adding a little bit of this copper. Just to see what it's gonna do. Right now it's just hanging out on the top, but I'm willing to bet it'll sink. That's super fun, y'all. It looks like blown glass. I'm excited about what these are going to turn out like. I'm going to drop some more white on top of that just to see what happens. Just a little bit. It has sunk through. The bronze is starting to sink too. I should have this on a time lapse, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. After I wipe it off. Because I don't want this resin to set on the outside and cause any problems. That is super neat. I'm so excited to see how this sets up. Now then, let's give this a little something to rest on. So that resin, if you guys are interested, is Supercast. Now I want to do other like mold things. I don't have any more clear, so that's ugly. Let's just get that out of the way. All right, coasters or molds. I don't have that much for coasters, I don't think. Let's just fill this bad boy up. Yeah, I'm sorry if I haven't answered any questions. I kind of got wrapped up in what it is I'm doing. Now these are both transparent, so I'm anticipating still being able to see some awesome things. You can see through it. Again, it is thin, so I don't want to mix the colors up too much. So let's just do something like that and see if that'll sink in. And I'm gonna do the same with this. It's already sinking. That's fun. I have no idea what I'm gonna end up doing with this, but I'm excited about it either way. Let's set that to the side. What do I have left? White and copper. I guess I could do a coaster or two just to use up resin because it wastes not. I don't even know if I have enough for 2 coasters, but it is thin, so it'll probably work just fine. Now that looks like there's something in it, but it's just air. It's just being released. So all those will pop as it goes along. Yeah, it's air. You can see them popping. I don't guess you can from all the way up there, but you can. I don't know what I'm gonna do other than something like that. I don't know where I'm gonna put these. Guess I'll just put them right here. Those are not my best work. Don't look at those. Wipe these sticks off so I can reuse them. All right, let's check on that one. A glitter? All right. You can do glitter. Just call this one Midas Touch or Gold Digger Coasters. You're right, Jen. Makes everything better. There we go. So let's check on that first one. And put another glove on. It's still a little bit tacky. This one is not tacky anymore. Well, it's gaudy, but not tacky. Super pumped. I'm still gonna let that just live upside down for a minute. And this one, probably gonna have to set for another little bit, but that's how it turned out so far. Still gotta rest a little bit. I mean, I can touch it, but it'll leave a fingerprint if I don't move quickly, so that's where we're at with these guys. It's such a fun project. I welcome all of you to try to make some ornaments of your own. You can go to like a hobby store and get some things. What am I looking for? This. You can go to a hobby store and get like some empty ornaments, or if you want them shaped like something, Judy's got hearts and like eggs. So yeah, hit up Judy. I think I have her email down in the description box, but if not, I'll try to add it. She is Judy Howard Sand on Facebook. Hit her up and she can ship them to you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know Kujo's gonna hear me, but we just went out. Anyways, check out all of these things. Follow us on all of our social media. We will be posting every day while we are in Australia. I'll try to do live as often as possible, but if not, I still have things to post. They're all pre-recorded videos for all of y'all that prefer the pre-recorded style. Do not forget about Shy's auction coming up. I have all the I have all the info for that down in the description box below. Doink, doink, doink. If you want to donate a piece for it, it is for her brain surgery coming up. She's amazing. She is the mod in this group, and if you want to help, that would be a great way to do it. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Standard, Dallas, Texas, United States of America time. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. But till then, bye.
I said bye.